Hi, I'm Amy King, Market Development Representative for Roots and Horticulture at Bayer Crop Science. In this presentation, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce you to our recently authorised novel nematicide Velum Prime for use in carrot crops. I'm going to run through the product profile, its main benefits of use, and show some efficacy data we have generated over the past 8 years. So what is it? It's a liquid formulation of fluopyram, which is classified as a fungicide by FRAC. It's an SDHI. So it's active against free-living nematodes, whether that be root-knot nematode or free-living, and has incidental effect on sclerotinia control. It works by inhibiting energy production in mitochondria, causing paralysis, then death of juvenile nematodes. It's applied at 0.625 litres per hectare in 200 to 500 litres per hectare water rate. The application is to be made to the soil and then incorporated to a minimum depth of 10 to 20 centimetres. Velum Prime is to be applied between February and June, up to a maximum of 72 hours prior to drilling. It has favourable toxicological and ecotoxicological profiles with no harvest interval and therefore huge interest from the food chain. So just to run through the 8 main benefits of using Velum Prime as your nematicide choice. Firstly, Velum brings a brand new mode of action for nematode control. It's an SDHI which inhibits energy production, causing paralysis and death of juvenile nematodes. Over the past 8 years, we have conducted 19 replicated trials as well as grower strip trials where we have seen comparative results to the current commercial standard Oxymel. This is both in terms of a reduction in damage associated with free-living nematode and yield protection, both total and marketable yields. Velum is easy to use and can be applied using existing kit. It's applied at a low dose rate of 0.625 litres per hectare, which saves on refilling time in the field. As well as its nematicidal properties, Velum has an on-label approval for incidental sclerotinia control, where we have seen a 32% reduction in sclerotinia incidence post-harvest compared to untreated carrots. This 32% reduction comes from a soil application of Velum only, with no follow-up foliar fungicide applications. There is the option to co-apply Velum with Serenade, which is a unique bacillus strain, QST713. Serenade currently has an EMU on carrots, but we are hoping to get full label authorization ahead of use next year. The two products complement each other, with Velum reducing levels of root damage from free-living nematode grazing and Serenade forming a biofilm around the roots, preventing Pythium infection. The application of Velum offers flexibility to growers. It can be applied through your farm sprayer or by liquid application equipment fitted to your bed former or bed cultivation. Velum must be applied, incorporated to a minimum depth of 10 to 20 centimetres, and then the field subsequently drilled within a 72-hour window. The product has no harvest interval and has received plenty of interest from the food chain for its favourable beneficial, environmental and residue profile. Velum reduces chemical loading and contributes to sustainable farm management. It has a very low active ingredient loading of only 250 grams of active per hectare, whilst the current standard Oxymel has 8 times as much active ingredient per hectare. There is also practical implications of storage, transport and return of eco-light packs, which you won't get by using Velum. So if we now move on to look at some efficacy data we have generated from 19 UK replicated trials, looking at percentage root damage associated with free-living nematode grazing. In these trials, damage was classified as unmarketable roots, These were roots that were showing typical nematode damage, such as fanging or stubbing. You can see here that the average damage in the untreated and therefore unmarketable carrots was 27%. By using Velum, damage symptoms from nematodes was reduced by 7.5%, showing significant marketable yield protection. Applying these results on a 100-ton per hectare crop of carrots, Velum increases marketable yield by 7.5 tonnes per hectare. So taking an average on-farm price for Velum and a current packing carrot price, there is a significant return of investment. This year, we looked at Velum application in a commercial grower strip trial scenario in East Anglia. The site targeted known high free-living nematode pressure, and we saw significant marketable yield improvements by applying Velum. The pictures on the left show the whole sample lifted from each treatment, whilst the pictures on the right are 100 randomly selected carrots assessed for fanging and stubbing, typical nematode damage symptoms. Both sets of pictures are split into marketable and unmarketable categories. In the untreated beds, we saw a reduced total yield and only 57% of the sample lifted was marketable. Out of these marketable carrots in the untreated, there was also a very uneven distribution of carrot size. The Velum treated beds increased both total and marketable yield, with a 37% increase of marketable yield over the untreated. The marketable carrot size distribution in the Velum plots was also a lot more even when compared to the untreated. Finally, if we now take a look at Velum's incidental contribution to sclerotinia control, Bayer has conducted 10 UK replicated trials where we have assessed sclerotinia incidence on roots post-harvest. In the true untreated plots, sclerotinia incidence averaged at 55%. As you can see from the graph, there was a 32% reduction in sclerotinia incidence from a soil application of Velum only, with no foliar fungicide applications. This is significant disease control when compared to 4 foliar fungicide applications, giving around a 50% reduction. What does need to be taken into account, though, when applying Velum is that it should count as one of the total foliar SDHIs applied to the crop. So where Velum has been applied, the first foliar fungicide application made to the crop must not be a member of the SDHI group. If you have any further questions or want any more information, please don't hesitate to contact one of the horticulture team at Bayer, either myself or Jack Hill. Or you can find the full list of our local technical managers on the Bayer Crop Science website. We look forward to hearing about your experience using Velum next year, and I thank you for your time.